This is Oweleketv. I am Hadiza Galadima. We'll bring you updates on the ongoing subsidy removal saga and all you need to know. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and its affiliates had proposed that by Wednesday, 7th of June, it will embark on a nationwide strike following the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. Majority of Nigerians were excited about the strike, but then again, the NLC had come out to say they've reached an agreement with the federal government and the strike has been suspended. Oweleketv spoke with residents of Kaduna, and they are of the opinion that the NLC should go on strike.
I support NLC because if NLC succeed, it will reduce the price of oil. But if NLC did not succeed, the federal government will keep on increasing the price of oil.
Yes, I support Labour. I support Labour very, very well because as a business person, the place I used to transport 100 naira before, now is 300. I support Labour. I don't want them to go on strike so that everything will become normal. Because when they go on strike, the sufferness will be more than this.
It's a welcome idea. It's a welcome idea because a government just waking up one morning to increase the pump price of oil from 200 to 540 naira, some 600 as the case may be. It's uncalled for. We could remember vividly what happened in 2012, that the then government of Jonathan wanted to remove subsidy. There was even a kind of a palliative on ground, whereby the government had a palliative plans program for the masses. But yet the NLC embarked on the strike and there was mass protests all over the country. And government brought it down to 87 naira. Even at that increment from 65 naira to 87, we could remember that government of that administration make sure that the state and the local government benefited immensely.
The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) had made public the demands it made to the federal government during a meeting on Sunday about the recent elimination of fuel subsidies. The union demanded the demands' quick fulfillment in a statement signed on Monday by its president Festus Osifo and General Secretary Nuhu Toro. The demands include keeping the price of premium motor spirits (PMS) at the pump unchanged, while the conversation is still ongoing. Here are some of the demands made by the TUC. Minimum wage should be increased from the current 30,000 naira to 200,000 naira before the end of June 2023, with consequential adjustments on the cost of feeding allowance, like feeding, transport, housing, amongst others. A representative of state governors will be party to this communique, and all the governors must commit to implement the new minimum wage. Tax holidays for employees both in government and private sectors that earn less than 200,000 or $500 monthly, whichever is higher. PMS allowance to be introduced for those earning between 200,000 naira to 500,000 naira, or $500 or to $1,200, whichever is higher, it said. A governance structure that will include labor, civil society, and government will be put in place to manage the implementation. Federal government should provide mass transit vehicles for all categories of populace. State governments should immediately set up a subsidized transportation system to reduce the pressure on workers and students. The framework around this will be worked out. Immediate review of the National Health Insurance Scheme to cover more Nigerians and prevent out of stock of drugs, the union said. A framework should be immediately put in place to maintain the roads and expand the rail networks across the country. Government must design a framework for social housing policy for workers through a rent-to-own system. The state of electricity in the country must be appraised, and an action plan should be defined with timelines on how to get things fixed. A strong monitoring system comprising of all parties will be constituted. These are the demands of the TUC. But just before we go, here are a few things you need to know about fuel subsidy removal. The NNPCL will no longer set the market price for fuel. The vendors will decide on the price. Market forces will determine the price of fuel on the market. However, government officials will be vigilant to prevent fraud against the populace. The NNPCL has claimed that it had to sell at the new price in order to be able to resupply, even though it is still selling old stock. Please follow our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Oweleketv. Our website is oweleketv.tv. I am Hadiza Galadima. Thanks for watching.